There are places on our planet so dangerous that even the world's bravest scientists refuse to go there. Today, we're uncovering 5 locations that terrify researchers more than the depths of space. Stay until the end because number 1 will shock you. What's up, everyone? Our planet Earth is full of mysteries. While we've sent humans to the moon and robots to Mars, there are still places right here on Earth where scientists fear to step foot. These aren't just remote locations. They're deadly, unpredictable, and hiding secrets we may never fully understand. Let's dive in. Our first location is Lake Natron in Tanzania, Africa. This lake looks beautiful from above with its stunning red and orange colors, but don't let that fool you. This is one of the most hostile places for life on Earth. Here's why scientists are terrified of this place. The water temperature can reach up to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to cause severe burns in seconds, but the real danger? The lake's extreme alkalinity. The pH level is between 9 and 10.5, almost as caustic as ammonia. Animals that touch this water don't just die. They turn into stone statues. The lake's high salt and mineral content preserves dead creatures in a calcified state. Birds, bats, and other animals that crash into the lake become mummified monuments. For scientists, working here means risking chemical burns, respiratory problems from the toxic fumes, and equipment that corrodes within hours. One researcher described the smell as like opening a bottle of ammonia in a hot sauna. Despite these dangers, the lake does support some life. A special type of bacteria thrives here, giving the water its red color. But studying these organisms up close? That's a risk few are willing to take. Moving to our fourth location, we have the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. This place has been called the cruelest place on Earth, and for good reason. Imagine standing in a landscape that looks like another planet. Temperatures regularly hit 120 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of the hottest places on Earth. The ground beneath your feet could literally crack open without warning. Active volcanoes, toxic gas clouds, and acidic hot springs are everywhere. But here's what really scares scientists. The area sits on the junction of 3 tectonic plates that are slowly pulling apart. This means the ground is constantly shifting. Earthquakes happen without warning. New volcanic vents can open up right where you're standing. The Dallo crater within this depression has hydrothermal fields with colors you won't believe. Bright yellow sulfur, neon green acid pools, and orange iron deposits create an alien landscape. But these beautiful formations release toxic gases that can kill within minutes. Scientists who study this region must wear gas masks and heat-resistant gear. They can only work for short periods before the extreme conditions become life-threatening. One research team reported that their camera equipment stopped working after just 30 minutes in the heat. Another scientist said, "Every breath feels like you're inhaling fire." The Danakil Depression gives us clues about early Earth and even other planets. But the cost of studying it? Potentially your life. Number 3 takes us to the deepest point on Earth, the Mariana Trench in the Pacific Ocean. The deepest part, called Challenger Deep, goes down nearly 7 miles below the ocean surface. Why are scientists afraid of this place? The pressure. At the bottom of the trench, the water pressure is over 1,000 times greater than at sea level. That's the equivalent of 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of you. This pressure can crush submarines like tin cans. Only a handful of people have ever been to the bottom. In fact, more people have walked on the moon than have visited Challenger Deep. The darkness is absolute. No sunlight reaches these depths. The temperature hovers just above freezing. But the trench isn't empty. Strange creatures live down there. Giant amoebas, translucent fish, and organisms that science can barely explain. Some creatures can survive in conditions that should be impossible for life. For scientists, every expedition is a massive risk. The specialized equipment costs millions of dollars and can fail catastrophically. Communication is nearly impossible. If something goes wrong 7 miles underwater, rescue is not an option. Recent discoveries found plastic pollution even in these deepest parts of our ocean. But studying the full extent of human impact here? Scientists can only send expensive robots because sending humans is simply too dangerous. The Mariana Trench holds answers about evolution, geology, and life's limits. but it guards these secrets behind an almost impenetrable barrier of pressure and darkness. Our second place is Ilha da Queimada Grande, better known as Snake Island off the coast of Brazil. This island is so dangerous that the Brazilian government has made it illegal for anyone to visit without special permission. Here's the terrifying truth. This island has between 2,000 and 4,000 golden lancehead vipers. That's 1 to 5 snakes per square meter. You literally cannot take a step without encountering one, and these aren't ordinary snakes. The golden lancehead's venom is 5 times more powerful than their mainland cousins. Their venom can kill a human in under an hour. It causes kidney failure, brain hemorrhaging, and tissue death. There's no antivenom readily available because these snakes exist nowhere else on Earth. Why are there so many snakes? Thousands of years ago, rising sea levels isolated these vipers on the island. With no ground predators, their population exploded. They evolved to have more potent venom to catch birds in mid-flight since birds are their only food source. Scientists who have special permission to study these snakes must wear thick boots, carry antivenom, and never work alone. One researcher said, "You hear them before you see them." The sound of that many snakes moving through the grass is something that haunts you. The last lighthouse keeper and his family were reportedly killed when snakes entered their home through the windows. Whether this story is legend or truth, it shows how deadly this place truly is. Snake Island could teach us about evolution, venom development, and island ecosystems. But the price for this knowledge might be too high. And now, our number one location that scientists fear most, the Chernobyl exclusion zone in Ukraine. In 1986, reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded, releasing massive amounts of radiation. The immediate area became the most radioactive place on Earth. Even today, almost 40 years later, the dangers remain. The most terrifying spot? The elephant's foot, this mass of melted nuclear fuel formed after the reactor core melted down. When it was first discovered, standing near it for just 5 minutes meant certain death. Even today, 30 seconds of exposure would cause dizziness and fatigue. 2 minutes would cause cells to hemorrhage. 4 minutes, and you'd be dead within 2 days. Scientists who study Chernobyl can only work in short shifts with heavy protective equipment. Radiation dosimeters constantly monitor exposure levels. Many areas still have radiation levels hundreds of times higher than normal, but here's what makes this place uniquely terrifying. You can't see, smell, or feel radiation. It's an invisible killer. And it doesn't just affect you immediately. Radiation causes cancer, genetic mutations, and health problems that appear years or decades later. Yet scientists must study Chernobyl. We need to understand long-term radiation effects, how to decommission nuclear accidents, and how nature recovers. Wildlife has actually returned to the exclusion zone, but with mutations and health issues that researchers are still documenting. The radiation at Chernobyl will remain dangerous for thousands of years. This is a scar on our planet that will outlive entire civilizations. So there you have it. 5 places on Earth where even the bravest scientists think twice before exploring. From toxic lakes to radioactive wastelands, our planet still holds dangers that demand our respect and caution. These locations remind us that Earth is not fully conquered. Some mysteries come with a price too high to pay, but they also show human courage. Because despite these dangers, scientists continue pushing boundaries to expand our knowledge. Which location scared you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more mind-blowing content. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.